Welcome to Tommy Solo's Famous Friends. This is where I get to chat with people I've connected with over the years in the world of arts and entertainment. And today is yet another Shameless Plugs episode, this time with LA session guitarist Fernando Perdomo. Welcome back, Fernando.
How you doing, Tommy? Happy
Great.
Saturday.
I was thinking earlier, I can count on one hand the number of guests I've had on the show three times or more, and you are one of the very few. So you're just a busy guy. I don't know when you get time to sleep. You're working with so many people. I mean, lately, Cactus, come on, you know.
No, that was incredible. Well, that was a project that's been in the works for a long time, and Carmine is the mastermind of it. And I was so honored to get brought in on Long Tall Sally with Mark Stein of Vanilla Fudge and Kenny Aronson, amazing bass player. So that track is truly one of my career highlights, and I don't get to play the blues very often, but I got to live my little fantasy of playing in a big, loud blues band, and I think I was kind of channeling a big variety of people from Jeff Beck to Leslie West to Ronnie Montrose, and it was really fun to kind of crank up a Les Paul and kind of go nuts on that song. So that's fun. It's an incredible record. It's got everybody and their mother on it.
No kidding. It's a who's who of legacy artists, and then you're one of the younger among the bunch. But Temple of Blues, man, you got to get it. Carmine Appice's project. But that wasn't why we originally set this call up. You have a brand new solo album out
Yes, I do.
entitled
It's called Self, and it's out on Cherry Red Records uh, through Spirit of Unicorn, which is a boutique label that I released the Zebra Crossing, the Out to Sea Records, and the Ram On record through. And they're based in England, and they're putting a lot of love into it. So I couldn't be happier with the family that I have at Spirit of Unicorn, Cherry Red. And this record is a very special one to me because it has a combination of my singer songwriter stuff, my progressive rock in the form of Who I Really Am, and the big closing number. There's even an acoustic fingerstyle song, very Michael Hedges style. And then there's a couple of really nice ballads that I'm always known for. And I put a lot of work into the record, and so far it's been paying off because the reviews have been mind blowing. So, hey, it's part of my musical journey, and I couldn't be happier with the way that my career has allowed me to take such risks while making a living doing my production work and my session work and my touring work.
As I said
So
before, you are one busy guy, and you played everything on this, didn't you?
I did. It's self-produced. I played all the instruments on it. I sang all the vocals. The only thing I didn't do was it was mixed and mastered by a Grammy Award-winning engineer named Zach Ziskin, who I've been working with since '98, and he's my technical whiz. He's my Alan Parsons that helps me achieve the sonic excellence that I seek. And then had some help on the art side from Samantha Thrall, and it's been an incredible process too because I've been doing a lot of self promotion, but it's a blast. And now that I have a band that I'm putting together to play the album live, I'm going to start booking some more opening slots because that's something that I did a lot when I was with my old project Dreaming in Stereo, where we opened up for Leon Russell, Adrian Ballou, Filter, Moomy Troll, a bunch of different bands. And then, I was I did the Zebra Crossing record, I was doing some opening slots. Actually, Voyeurs, when I was doing Voyeurs, I did some opening slots for Adrian Ballou and Jean-Luc Ponty. And I would love to do more of that because there's no better way to get discovered than when you're put in front of a legend. So knock on wood, hopefully some more stuff comes this year.
No kidding. Yeah, I mean, I envy where you are as an artist. I mean, I have a day business so that I don't have to take certain gigs and whatever, but in that regard, with all the things you're involved with, man, that's too cool, really. And earlier we were talking a little bit about Marshall Crenshaw, And that's a kind of a fun gig for you.
Yeah, for the last 2 years, I've been playing lead guitar and singing harmony vocals with Marshall Crenshaw, the absolute legend. And he's one of the nicest guys in the business, and he's also one of my favorite guitar players. And so when he asked me if I could play guitar with him, I said, "Well, why do you need another guitar player?" And it's so that he could focus on the vocals and have somebody else taking care of some of the brunt work. But I get to shine on that show. I mean, we're trading off solos, we're doing interlocking guitar parts, and I've learned a lot about songcraft and also the music business because Marshall is in a great position where he's had a great career, but he's not too big to the point where his life has been altered by it. He could still be a family man and do his own thing without being too tainted by the industry. But he's a great guy. He's a very nice dude, and the band is great. It's Mark Ortman of the Bottle Rockets on drums, Derek Anderson, formerly of the Bangles, on bass, and then me, and then Marshall. So the four of us have really gotten very close as friends and family, touring all over the country. And we're going to be back on the road end of August. We're heading to Texas and Louisiana. And then in November, we're going to do an East Coast run, culminating in a big show in New York City. So, yeah, and hopefully much more in 25. So,
Very cool. Yeah,
the
it's always
roaring
nice
20,
when you can play with people that you like to be around off stage too. You know, I've the last decade or so, I've said to myself, I'm not going to play with anybody that doesn't want to play with me. And if anybody isn't comfortable being around anybody, we're not doing it. You know, so
yeah.
that's always nice. And sometimes you're forced to be in a position where you're just a jobber and you got to take whatever because it's the job, right?
Well, I remember when my friend Brett Simons got the gig with Chicago playing bass, and I said, I just got to know, how did you get this gig? And he says that, sometimes, when you're on the road, the 2 hours that you spend on stage is only, you know, 10% of the day. And it's what you do that other 90% of the day that is just as important. And he's a very nice guy. He's a very good human. And his old road manager from when he was touring with Brian Wilson put in the recommendation and he got the gig. And, you know, um, there's nothing more lonely than being on the road and to have a good central core of people around you that really care about you. Um, whenever we've had some health stuff or anything come up, we are always rallying for each other and we're always doing things for each other. On the last tour, there was a situation where Marshall's in-ears were put away wrong and somebody lost the power supply. So I
Mm.
went major mission to find a power supply for his in-ear system, and I was able to get a hold of one. And I missed sound check, but I mean I was out there, doing everything I could to make sure the show could go on, and it did, and it was awesome. And it's a really beautiful situation that we have going on with Marshall, and I can't wait to see those guys again in August.
Yeah, I mean that's so important if you want to have a good tight band and something you can count on, you know, to go forward with. Everybody needs to do their part. So that's a very nice situation. Speaking of bands, I know that you recorded all the parts pretty much. You did all the playing on Self, but you have a band that you're going to take out for the release party.
Yes, I put together a really tight band with my Broken Sound bandmate Michael Collins on drums. He also plays with Bow Wow Wow. Amazing drummer, great singer, great songwriter, great multi instrumentalist, and a new guy named Keith Hosmer, who is a bass player who I saw playing with Bird Streets, which is a really wonderful band out of New York, and he's living out in L.A. and he showed interest in playing with me. So the cool thing is that both of these guys are great singers, and we're also going to have a wonderful singer named Lynn Holmstead from Sweden come join us for a few songs. So it's going to be a really wonderful thing. It's going to be at the Hotel Cafe on the 29th of June, which is a Saturday, and then we also have a show coming up in August, early August, for International Pop Overthrow, which is a major power pop festival that happens every year in Los Angeles and a lot of other places in the world. I actually did the one in Liverpool last year. So, it's all run by this guy named David Bash. And I've been doing the International Pop Overthrow Festival since before I moved to LA. I actually did my first one in 2010 in New York. So it's a really good thing. I've met a lot of great people through it.
Well, right. Now, the first time that we spoke, it was because I had interviewed Carmine Appice about the Running Up That Hill record. And I thought, well, Carmine is obviously obvious. Who is this guitar player? And when we were able to connect, you were over there in England. You were in London, England, and I was calling you from London, Ontario. And then another really cool part of that experience for us was that you were trying to show me some things on your guitar, and it glitched on the
Yeah.
recording. So I sent you a message and said, I know that you do an amazing job on that solo from something. Can you, do a cell phone recording, whatever? And where did you do it?
From Abbey Road. That's
Abbey
right. I
Road.
fired it, that little video that I shot at Abbey Road using my electrophonic guitar. And that was a lot of fun because that's a very special place to me. And I made a record called Zebra Crossing that was recorded mostly there. And that was one of the greatest days of my life to be able to make music in those Holland halls, the Holland halls of Studio 2 at Abbey Road, where the Beatles made all those incredible records, and Alan Parsons Project and Kate Bush and Pink Floyd and all the great bands that recorded at Abbey Road.
Yeah, you got to feel like the spirit of the artists that were in there before you. I mean,
So I
that'd be an incredible feeling.
jokingly say I peed in the same urinals.
So they got
Making
to,
that's the cool thing about these old places is that you know the giants walked the same steps, and that's the beautiful thing. Like when you go to the Parthenon, or you go to the Colosseum in Rome and all those things. This is where this is exactly where all the giants were. And with Abbey Road, it's like they haven't really changed anything about the way it looks aesthetically. So the staircase, the white paint, the lighting, everything about that room is pretty much the same as the room that the Beatles first walked in '62. So that's a pretty magical place, brother.
yeah, no kidding. I envy you in your footsteps there as well. I've yet to go over to England, although when I was younger, everybody said you got to go to England. And yeah, okay, whatever. Life goes on. Back to you for a minute and Self. I know this is a really cool album, and when I first listened to it in my truck, I thought, if the Beatles and Burt Bacharach and Santana had a baby, it would be this album. And then
Wow,
my producer was in my truck with me the other day, and we started listening to the first track, and he says, "Oh, Oasis." So it's obviously, to me, this is something. It's based on your awakenings and self journey and self awareness and all that, and it seems to take us down different roads and so on. But I think we should just take a minute and give the fans a sample of your promo video on this.
yeah. Let's show the video for searching for myself, which is the first single that came out from the record, which is a song that was inspired by. I was sent a photo of me from my 20s that I was like, I don't look anything like that guy anymore. So I decided to write a song about a missing person and having it be myself and searching for myself as a have you seen this man. And it was a song that just flowed out of me, and I'm really proud of it.
Cool. Well, let's hit play on that.
Have you seen this man smiling in this picture? He's been lost for days. Have you seen this man? He had his life together, but he's lost his way. He looks a lot like me. looks a lot like me, searching for myself. Where could I be? Where could I be? Searching for myself. Where could I be? Where could I be? In lost and found, has he been discarded? Is he broken hearted? Maybe he's around, just hiding in a basement, temporary displacement. He looks a lot like me. He looks a lot like me. Searching for myself. Where could I be? Where could I be? Searching for myself. Where could I be? Where could I be? Everybody gets a little lost sometimes. 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 Searching for myself. Where could I be? Where could I be? Searching for myself. Where could I be? Where could I be? Searching for myself. Where could I be? Where could I be? Searching for myself. Where could I be? Where could I be? Where can I be?
Found him.
That is amazing, man. What can I tell you? Good job all around. You know, the video production, everything. The music is amazing. I know you're going to do the CD release party in LA at the end of the month, and you were involved in so many projects. What's next for you?
Oh, what I could talk about is the fact that I've been working on a bunch of really cool projects. I actually just did a Camel tribute album with a guy named Ian Goth, the band Camel, and that's going to be coming out on a label called Think Like a Key. This might be an announcement of that actually, which is pretty cool. I have been producing an artist named Sarah Beth, who was on American Idol, and she's got a lot of label interest because she's very young and just amazing and very unique. I'm going to be producing another record for Rebecca Pigeon in July, another record for James Houlihan. I might be going on the road with another band called Chrome. We're waiting on the final itinerary for a September tour. I'm going to do something called Dode Fest in Asheville for a guy named the 60th birthday of a guy named Dode Prickett, who I produced his record. And this is actually very exciting news. It looks like in October I'm going to be flying out to Amsterdam to record on a record for a week, which is going to be really cool. I love Amsterdam. I love Holland. So there's a producer who's hiring me for a thing, and he says that he's going to try to get me some self gigs out there, and I'll have a drummer and bass player out there. So it'll be fun to play this music in another country. So we'll see how it goes. And I would love to come out to Canada sometime. I've got a lot of good friends in Canada, so
We'd love to
yeah.
have you, you know, and who knows what could happen down the road. But you'll have to let me know if you're coming up this way, and we'll spark up the barbecue and celebrate.
Actually, I've been producing a record for a wonderful Canadian singer named Jodie Quine, and she's great. And actually, we're 8 songs into the mixing process. She's using some incredible people mixing the record, and it's going to be a big Grammy contender, hopefully. And also, we're talking about making another Appice Perdomo project record. So
Ooh.
lots of good things, man. Lots of good things. I've got a lot of irons in the fire. New clients every day in the studio. New guitars that influence me. I'm a guitar nut. Recently, I was given this 1965 Mosrite guitar by a fan.
Ooh.
The amazing Ventures,
Yeah.
Iron Butter guitar, and it's been inspiring me because it's got a really wonderful. It's got a wonderful tremolo bar. And it's got a vibe all its own, and the pickups are really cool. And it's just a wild piece of '60s Americana. I just recently, this morning, I went on Facebook Marketplace and I bought an Australian Maton guitar. It's the guitar that's used by Tommy Emmanuel, but it's a basket case that needs a neck reset. So, luckily I got it for next to nothing. So because it's going to cost a lot of money to get it in shape, but it's a priceless instrument. It's a beautiful instrument. I love guitars. Everybody has their different addictions, and I've always been obsessed with gear, and I've accumulated a lot of it. And if you want the real news, on Monday, I'm going to be helping to build a shed on my property because I need to get rid of my storage unit because I've got too much stuff in there, and it's too expensive every month. So I got to have a shed to put in all my extra stuff in.
See, this is one of the reasons why I'm not full time in the music anymore, because I would do the same thing. I'd have too many guitars, etc. Listen, it's always fun talking to you, Fernando. I know you've got a lot of things on the go. I don't want to take up the rest of your day, but
No
hey,
worries, man. Great. I really thank you so much for all the help that you've done. Your videos have been really wonderful to share, and your music's great too, man. And hopefully we'll collaborate on something one day.
that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Let's keep that thought in our back pockets. Thanks so much once again, Fernando, and until next time.
Hey, have a wonderful day and enjoy your Father's Day weekend.
All right, same to you, and until next time, cheers. Tommy Solo's Famous Friends is a one-man production, meaning that I've done all the work, including recording, editing, guest acquisition, etc. And hey, here's some news. We've just recently joined forces with 519 magazine, so you can check out my interviews there as well. The theme song for Tommy Solo's Famous Friends is a clip from my original composition, The Burn, all rights reserved. If you enjoy the show and you'd like to help us keep it going, why don't you click on the Buy Me a Coffee link in the show notes. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. We really appreciate it. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. And until next time, cheers.